as you said, you went down south, you met with the families that were doing this generation to generation. What traditions did you learn about that you could say are like so essential to making it exactly as amazing as it is?
That's a fantastic question. I'm right now in my head. I'm thinking about place. I'm all of these images, all of these recordings in my head about being in these spaces that are as diverse as the locales themselves. And it comes down to, for me, it really is it's about people, place, and process.
Okay.
And the place, of course, doesn't really change that much, hopefully. The people change generation to generation, but the process is handed down through those generations. So that doesn't really change that much at all, honestly.
Okay.
Some of the tools sometimes change, but the ethos, the philosophy behind it, much of the time, especially with smaller distilleries, does not change really one bit. One of my favorite distilleries to visit is a place called Furusawa Jozo in Nichinan, Miyazaki. And the walls of the fermentation room are made of mud. It's a combination of mud and hemp and bamboo and other types of soil that harden together into the walls of this fermentation space. And you can imagine that it very much is a microbiome. These are often open fermentations, and there's organisms living in the walls. There's wild yeasts and different types of koji and other things that are living there, and you can't change anything because it'll change the drink. And this has been true for generations.
Yeah.
It's so much a story of the place itself that goes into making the drink what it is. And you look around the walls and you look on the ceiling and you can see the koji growing. You can see the story of this place. And you can see the cracks in the walls too that develop because it's Japan. We love our earthquakes here. And they're slowly spreading, but they can't fix them they can't patch the cracks too quickly because it'll change the drink. So they do a little bit over here and a little bit over there, little by little. And so for me, the tradition is so wound into the sense of family and the sense of being in that space. And the relationship with the drinks that you're making for your neighbors. Not for the folks who live way off in Tokyo where I live today, but for our neighbors. And there is something that is so enchanting and so bonding about being a part of that space and a part of that process, which is part of the people. You if you go and you experience it, then you'll turn into me and you'll be like, I want everybody to know about this. And so that is something that just has me. I am helplessly enthralled to this entire. It's an industry, but it's not. It's so much more than that. It is families doing something that their family has always done for their neighbors, and there's something so beautiful about that I don't want it to ever go away.
Yeah. And I can say I really appreciate seeing and hearing from you